One of the easiest ways to keep your audience engaged in your presentation when presenting data is to create some visual interest. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a graph within PowerPoint, how to animate that graph, and then to create a zoom in and out effect in order to focus the audience's attention on that information. Hope you found this video helpful. If so, please like and subscribe, and let's get started. Here I'm in PowerPoint, and I'm using the latest version via Microsoft 365, so we should be looking at the same thing if you're using the latest version. So I'm going to go to New, click that, then I'm going to go to Blank Presentation. You can see this isn't completely blank, so I'm going to right-click here and go to Layout and then Blank. I'm going to close Designer over here to the right. So what I'm going to do today is import a graph. It looks like a reporting dashboard, and I created this in Illustrator, but you could do all this completely in PowerPoint. I'm only going to animate one section of it, so I didn't need all the additional information. So this is just to give you an idea of what it can look like. So to import that, I'm going to go to Insert, Picture from Device, and navigate to where that is. And we'll double click to bring that in. So here's what the background is going to look like. So in this blank spot here, I'm going to add a graph that I create within PowerPoint, and then I'm going to animate it along with animating a zoom in effect so we can see that and then zoom back out. So the sequence in which you do things is kind of important because I ran into some issues where I would do the transitions from slide to slide and that would affect the graph and things wouldn't work right. So I've kind of hammered out all the issues so you won't run into the same problem if this is the look you're going for. Now that I've got this in here, I'm going to right click on slide 1 and hit duplicate. Now here I'm going to add the graph. So to do that, I'm going to go to Insert, Chart, and I'm going to use this one right here under Column. I'm going to double click on that. So you can see when that comes in, it also gives you an Excel sheet that has the data that I'll be using to build the graph. So I'll put that to the side for a moment. Now you can see this graph has some white dots on each corner and then the middles, and that's so you can resize this. So I'm going to grab one of those and bring it over. And you can see the area where I have it, I already have a title and I already have the legend here, so I don't need that information for this. So I'm going to click on this plus symbol with the chart selected. And I'll deselect all of these but grid lines. Click off so you can see what that looks like. I'm going to bring this over just a little bit more. So you can see on my legend, I only have 2 data points. So to get rid of those extra columns, I'm going to click on the chart to select it, and you can see that's highlighted here. I'm going to grab this little blue dot at the bottom right corner of this selection, and we'll drag it over to only encompass series 1 and 2. Now you can see the graph automatically updated to show that information is no longer there. If you want to change your numbers, all you have to do is click in here and you can just enter your data. You can see the graph dynamically updates when you do that. Okay, I think it looks good. I no longer need the Excel sheet, so I'm going to X out of that. If you want to bring this up again, you can right click on the graph and hit Edit Data, and that'll bring the Excel sheet back up. So I'm going to close that out. Now you can see when I selected this blue column here, it selected all 4 of them. So then I can easily change the color of that by just right clicking on it, going to Fill, More Fill Colors, Custom, and I want to enter my custom number here. So for this first data point, I'm going to enter 008DC4. Hit enter. You can see it was automatically updated. I'm going to click on the orange one, and you can see all 4 of those highlighted. I'm going to right click, Fill, More Colors, Custom. And then for this is 273F4F. Hit enter. Okay, so now I've got everything styled like I need it to be. Now you see I'm missing my numbers on the left. If I click on the chart and go to plus and select axis, you can see that adds those back, but it also adds the categories at the bottom, which I don't need because I've already got my legend. So I can click on that and just hit delete, and it deletes those, but it keeps the numbers. Now these numbers are a little big, so I'm going to click on here, and you can see the box around those are highlighted. I can just go up to the Home tab and lower that number for the font size. So this covers me styling the chart. So again, what I want to do is zoom into the chart, then I'm going to animate the chart, and then I want to zoom back out. So the sequence of events matters as to how well this works. So I'm going to right click on this slide, number 2, and hit duplicate slide again. So this will be my endpoint. So I'm going to go back to slide 2. I'm going to click on the chart to select it. Then I'll click on the background holding shift to select them both at the same time. I'm going to grab this little white dot here and drag that up. And you can see the chart is changing size differently than the background. So I'm going to hit Control Z to undo that. So to fix that, I want to select the chart, select the background holding shift. I want to hit Control G to group those, or you can right click, go to group, and then group. I'm going to grab this little white dot at the bottom left. And you can see if I drag this around, it's skewing. To keep it from doing that, you can hold shift while you do that. But I actually want to drag out. So I'm going to grab that again, holding shift, bring that out. I'm going to scroll in using Control and middle mouse wheel. I'm going to grab this again and bring it up and then over. Now, if you leave these grouped, PowerPoint won't understand the transition we're about to set. So you're going to ungroup them so they match slide 3, which is the background is one element and then the graph is its own separate element. So with that selected, I'm going to hit Control Shift G to ungroup that. You can also right click, group, ungroup. Now you can see on the left, we have a full slide without a graph on it. We're zoomed in on this slide and the graph, and then we're going to zoom back out here. So I'm going to click on 2. I'm going to go to Transitions, and I'm going to choose Morph. And you can see we get a preview of what that looks like. And then we'll go to slide 3 and hit Morph again. And you can see we're going to zoom back out. Now that's a little too slow, so I'm going to click on 2. On the Transitions tab with Morph, I'm going to go over to Duration on the right under Timing, and I'm going to change that to 1. Now if I go to the left under Transitions tab, I can hit Preview. I think that looks better. And I'll click on slide 3 and do the same, change the duration to 1. If I click preview that, you can see how that looks. Okay, now we can see the transition for the graph needs some work. And if I click on third slide, you can see the axis looks right, but on the second slide, it doesn't. And that's because it changed when we resized it. So I'm going to click on it again, go to Home, and increase that font size up. So all of our transitions with Morph are working correctly. So now I just need to animate the slide. So I'm going to left click on the slide. I'm going to go to Animations, and I want to choose Wipe. And this will give me a preview as soon as I click it. Now you can see that the whole thing animated at once, and I don't want that. So I'll click on it again to select it. I'm going to go to Effects Options. You can see you can tell it how to wipe from, and it's currently from bottom up or from left, from right, or from top. So we want it from bottom up, so I'll leave that. And as I click on each one of these, you get a preview, so I'll go through this quickly. This is by series. And this is by category, by elements in a series, and then by elements in category. So I think I'll go with that one, so I'll leave it there by elements in category. Now, one issue with it right now is that for each one of these elements to animate, you need to click the mouse button every single time. So what I want to happen is I click once, we zoom in, I click once, the graph animates, and then I click again, we zoom out. So to fix that with the chart selected, I want to go back to the Animations tab at the top, and you can see right here at the top right, I have something called Animation Pane. I'm going to click on that. And it looks like I only have one animation, but if I click this drop down, it'll show everything. Now if I click on the first one, you can see up here, under timing, it's on click and the duration is 0.5, which is how long it takes the animation to happen. I can also click on this drop down next to it and I can see the same options. So what I actually want to happen is on click, I want the next one to start after the first one's done. So I'm going to leave the first animation as on click. Then I'm going to go to the next one. I'm going to click here and you can either change it at the top or click here. Either way, I want to change it to after previous. Also, I want it to be a little quicker than this. So with the first one selected, I want to go duration. I want to change that to 3. I also want to copy that. So I want to click in there, which will highlight it, and I'll hit Control C to copy. Now I'm going to go to the next one, and it's 0.5. I want to hit Control V and then enter. So I'm going to go to Animation 2. I'm going to change it to after previous, and then we'll click in the duration and change that with Control V and then enter. I want to do that for everyone after that. You also don't have to hit enter every time. If I click on the next animation, it'll keep that 0.3. Now I'll click through these quickly. Also, I can resize this if I need to see more of it. So I can click on the first one to select it, and I can use my arrow button down to scroll through these to make sure I've set everything correctly. So I'll close that out. Control middle mouse button to scroll out. Then we'll go to slideshow from beginning. So click to zoom in, click to start the animation, click to zoom out. Hope you found this video helpful. If so, please like and subscribe and keep an eye out for future videos where I'll help you improve the creativity of your sales and marketing efforts. You can also visit the website to read a walkthrough of these same steps with in-depth screenshots and explanations. Also, you can sign up for the newsletter to download our 10-point creative checklist for presentations. This booklet provides extensive tips on improving the creativity of presentations along with example screenshots of a presentation I created using my fake company, CareCab, a medical rideshare program. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.